Vocal topic of the week 24, practicing self-awareness. This video is very important to me, I guess, because I don't seem to be getting the words right to express it. I think in my practice of self-awareness, here we go, I can be real right now. My energy is that I think doing a video about self-awareness is going to sound a little kooky for me. They'll be like, what's this guy talking about? This crazy voice teacher talking about self-awareness. They talk about voice, right? I think inside of me, self-awareness, that would be my chatter. So I'm going to do a video and talk about it anyway and be that kooky voice teacher. But what is self-awareness, and how am I talking about, what do I mean by this, and how do I feel it can really help? Because that's, my hope is that whenever I do these videos, I say something that will actually really fast track this discovery of voice and this joy in the study of voice, which is it's my life's work, is this study of joy in the voice. So I want to help do that. And in doing that, there's so many times where I've got to get inside of the operating software of how you guys are thinking to get that working right before I can actually get to the voice, And without self-awareness, you're kind of drifting in space, you're not looking at the thing that needs to be looked at. For instance, let's say that you are really afraid that your voice is too loud, which just happens all the time, big voice syndrome, I call it. People have big voices, they come in and they sing and they're like, it's so tight. And what really, like the freedom, they need to put more air into the instrument, more energy, and then it all liberates. But because they've had this self-conscious idea of I need to fit in, I need to sing like everybody else, I need to, and they sort of compartmentalize, even though everyone's doing technically what they would be doing, but they don't feel comfortable subconsciously accepting the amount of sound being created when they do all the things they've been told to do. They're like, oh my God, And so that would be an example where an unchecked or a lack of self-awareness of a fear of your voice being too big led to a behavior or a vocal issue, a vocal dysfunction of not supporting the voice. So right there is a very obvious study of unchecked emotion causing behavior causing vocal dysfunction, right? So how can we make that not happen, right? Or how can we, do something about that? And that's kind of what I want to talk about. And also I want to talk about, once you do have self-awareness, awareness of your thoughts daily, moment by moment, and I'm speaking as if I do. God, I'll have it now for a second and then I'll go 4 hours without it. So I'm trying, we're all trying, but any moment you do of this, more than you've done before, helps you. It will make you feel better and will make you less ruled by those unchecked things, which I deal with one of them with you guys in every single lesson, okay? I mean, really, think about it. There's something that comes up like this, right? So that's one way that is an obvious example of where self-awareness, if you can become aware of those thoughts and maybe not go down that path. Just choose, wait a minute. Wait, my voice is fine the size it is when I sing freely. If you were to catch that thought, if I have too big of a voice, and go, whoa, and that's where talking to someone can help too. But we can develop we can get a lot of these ones on our own. You become aware of it. I was aware of myself feeling like I needed to push. So I backed off. I caught myself before I did it for a month, That's a miracle when we can develop that self-awareness to catch and save ourselves from behavior patterns that are not serving us anymore, So, how do we do it, okay? Meditating, that's how we do it. That's how I think we do it. I don't know, there are other ways, probably, but I don't know. Meditating is the practice of becoming mindful to our thoughts. I don't know if I read the definition off of Wikipedia, but in meditating, we become present to our thoughts. We become able to live in the stillness that our thoughts seem to be firing into. We realize that we are this space. We're not the thoughts. The thoughts, what are the thoughts? The thoughts are, ideas that fire from your subconscious into your consciousness, We can sit there and watch them. And by watching them, you're more able to not be ruled by them. When we have an emotional reaction, it becomes very easy to just act out of it. Thought, hey, wrong. Emotion, react. Well, I can't believe I blew up, I've done it, I'm guilty of it, we all are. This idea of an emotion happening before we're present to it. And that's the gift we have as human beings. We can become present to that and not choose to go there, okay? So how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we do it? There's lots of ways. There are people that meditate on mantras of one word or a sound until they feel like their thoughts slow down a bit or get more malleable, and then they sit back and just watch them. That's one way to do it. And you can Google this. Just Google meditation, transcendental meditation. One of the ones, and I think I will post it in the link, Eckhart Tolle does this inner body meditation work that I've done that one, and that's been I've done a lot of them with the words and stuff, but the inner body meditation one I love because not only does it help to get me out of my thoughts, but it feels physically so awesome. You just feel like, whoa, I feel such a great sensation. So here's how I do it is, I don't do the word chant first. What I do is I'll sit down and I'll just become present to my thoughts and just try to watch them and see which ones start pulling me off, because you'll be thinking like, oh, I forgot I've got to do the laundry, and I've got to like, oh man, every time I forget to do the laundry, and you're like, whoa, there goes my mind, and it may take like 20 seconds, and you're like, whoa, I just realized my mind pulled me off on a tangent. And then I just spent time trying to sit back and look at it all, and the more that I can spend time just being present to those thoughts, then I can be aware of what's fueling it. Like, boy, I see a lot of disturbance in me about fill in the blank, about money, about what I'm doing for dinner tonight, whatever it is. Like, you just see what energetically is in you to be present to, and then we can think about it with voice. Right before a voice lesson is the best time. Sit, you can come here early, take one of the practice rooms, wherever you are, just sit and be quiet, and just get still, and just look at where you are. Right before you start a voice lesson, if you're all rattled and frazzled, you're going to be bringing that right into your singing. So if I'm all nervous and jittery, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to practice now. Ready, here we go. Look at that breath, there's no neutral, there's no release in the body, right? So by being self-aware, we start to become able to detach from emotions and thought patterns that are fueling us that we don't want to. And then, after we do that enough, we figure out how we can guide our thoughts and to trigger emotions on purpose for reasons. As an actor, that's a great gift, to be able to think thoughts and to be able to choose your mind to be going here with the language of what you think the character's inner monologue is, and have that fuel a real emotion as him or her. That's cool stuff, that's out-of-body stuff, right? But all of that can only happen if we have any awareness built at all of our thoughts, and we have any ability to shape and choose our thinking. If we're 100% ruled by our thoughts when we go in as a performer, if we're a person that doesn't have control of this, when we go to perform and we have a serious emotional thing happen in our life, we're going to be ruled by, you'll be on stage distracted, you break up with your girlfriend, you're like singing the wrong words, you're mumbling around, without having, and listen, it's not to say that with mindfulness that won't happen. I think, sometimes it's inevitable, these emotions just come up and just, and we have to just be okay with that too. But it's being aware of even that. Like, it's just mindful of where I'm at. Ask yourself, where am I at? How do I feel? What emotions, what thoughts are fueling me right now? So there you go. I mean, that's the thing. Because if you come in a lesson and you're really all over the place, I've got to work on getting you not all over the place before I can get you to go where I want you to go. So try that every day with your practicing. Just start there. That's a great time. If you've been practicing your voice every day, that's a great moment to start practicing meditating. Sit down 5 minutes. Just close your eyes. If you listen to the video I post, or just Google something about guided meditation, look up an app on your phone, and just chill out. Just let it happen. Every day, check in. And I'll tell you what, do it for 2 weeks, do it for a month, every day. And you report back to me if it changed things at all for you. Let me know. Do you feel a little more aware? Do you feel more focused in your performing? Do you feel more at peace in general? Do you feel more excited about life? Do the experiment. Worst case scenario is I'm wrong and you didn't hurt yourself. Best case scenario, and I would be surprised if you don't have some sort of positive experience, Best case scenario is you unlock something that's going to really accelerate your growth as a performer and give you some new things to make your rest of your life better. So hopefully that helps. 10 minutes and